Day 10, 100 day, 10 minutes a day taiko challenge. Today is going to be the last day. We're going to, at least me, harping on about the single pivot. Hopefully, day 11, we will do a double pivot, which we'll get into. I've sort of teased it along the way. Again, just to go through why single pivot and why we've been spending 10 days doing that. It's because it's a transfer of energy. It's at the end, but also, I think it's actually sort of the key that ties a lot of the other taiko styles together, like yatai, for example. These sticks, if you're doing the front, how that impacts how you use your, that way versus that way. Clearly, this is sort of designed to be that way, and that's, you're gonna get more power with much less effort, and that just works so much more relaxed. Also, miyake style or naname, even miyake, traditional miyake style has this, which gives it away as well why the single pivot is kind of more important. You got a light middle, you got two heavy ends, and that's definitely not, you're not gonna do that with that. This is a bat, thick on the end and thick at the end, and if you see how they do that, they lift and then kapam, that, that way too. So you got the pivot turning in as well as the single pivot at the end. Boom. And that gets rid of a lot of the issues as well with naname when you're aligning, hitting as well. So same thing, using the end as a thing. Definitely in Odaiko, especially Odaiko, again, as we say, the two concepts of getting power is going against getting leverage, which is gravity, and then transfer of energy and whipping the furthest at the end. I'm going to go further down. And you see a good Odaiko player lift and then throws it in, single pivot, and all that happens at the end. Obviously, there's supporting actors at the front. So tomorrow we're gonna go into double pivot, which the other thing about single pivots, just before we leave, is that when you do big sticks on a nagado, or chudaiko, sorry, too many sticks. It really helps bounce. So on little sticks, you can go front and you use back as the back leverage. We'll talk about leverage tomorrow. There's many ways of using different leverage to get speed and so forth. But with a big one, it's a lot harder because you got to fight that whole weight of itself backwards. It's doable if you lift a little bit with your second pivot or your elbow to get that sort of chopping motion, make that easier instead of just using your leverage with your fingers. But it's a lot easier if something heavy to use the back pivot because the bounce, you don't have to lift this up from itself. You're not fighting this weight of the stick. You're fighting just the lifting of that front bit. So all I have to do is concentrate on lifting the front, getting the front bit high enough, and getting a little, which does include a little bit of a second pivot. So big sticks, it's easy, much easier than using a front pivot. So for groups that have a big stick, for nagado or chudaiko, having the back pivot really helps. Speaking of, we'll just cement all those things we talked about. So we're gonna do all those drills. combination of singles and doubles. Swap. Do a 3 swap. 1, 2, 3 swap. 1, 2, 3, 1. Swap. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. I just didn't do it, but anyway, you get the point. That's not the idea. It's just to do one and the other, and we talked about singles as well. And mixing it in. Swap. The swap is not the important bit. It's just getting both your independent hands. And now today we're going to do, we've done singles, double, single, double, double, double. We haven't done alternating doubles. So that's the last thing is the, so don't do a upbeat, which, you know, like down, up, down, or down, up. We're just going to do exactly what we've done, which is doubles. Doubles coming down, except alternating. You can see my left hand sucks way more than my right hand. If you watch all the videos all this time, my right hand is so efficient. My left hand is kind of like I'm trying to teach myself to. So I watch back the videos, put videos up. It's kind of, I know it's embarrassing to put videos up, but it's a very good way to watch yourself and analyze what the hell you're doing. It's super helpful. So I just watch my left hand when I do this from a video and go, what the hell am I doing there? And sort of looking at my right hand and I kind of learn from it. So please put videos up. We'll all be kind and be positive. Now, once you can do this, try to play with the angle and the speed. So we can go slow. Relax, not neutral. You're not. I don't want to do da 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 da. No. We just want to bounce, 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 and then by changing the angle and the speed to get different speed by changing the angle. So play around with the angle of contact, how perpendicular the contact is, how high is it from the surface. So and extending it forward gives you a lower angle of contact. Generally speaking, makes it faster. So you have a look. I'm not adding any speed by effort. Just changing the angle of contact and attack and fall. So more rotation this way. Can you see? I'm doing more rotation. It gets less. But neutral. Yeah, when I say gun sign, don't extend it actively. It's neutral. Same thing. Find the least amount of effort. And slowly speed it up. Slowly speed it up. Go forward. I'll do one from sideways so you can see. See how little engagement there is. It's a bounce. get a lot of speed without a lot of effort of going playing all the time. All right, so that's a great exercise for general playing. You know, if you want different speeds, work at relaxing and changing your angle to find it. If you're doing it actively, it's gonna suck. Not gonna suck, but you know, it's harder to control and way more effort. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow for the start of double pivot.